Hello, Lincoln Park. This is Terry Dangerfield, and this is my vlog dated March 30th, 2020. Let me start by hoping that all of you are safe and doing the very best that you can in this situation. Besides all the emails and all the information that you've been receiving, I know that all of you, to some level, are feeling uneasy, probably feeling uncomfortable, and definitely at times a bit scared. There's a lot going on, and I hope that you are doing the very best you can to take care of your family and, of course, yourself. We here in the school district are trying to do the exact same thing. We're trying to make sure that we keep up with what's happening out there in a world that, let's frankly be honest, there's not a lot of answers for us. So we're trying to do the very best we can to keep you up to date on what we are doing, as well as try to answer as many of your questions as you have them. Hence the emails that you've been seeing today to try to get us in a more organized fashion when it comes to how we're going to contact and communicate with our parents. Much of what is included in the communications we put out today is really a springboard of what so many of you have already been doing since the day that we were put into school closure because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Really, all we're trying to do is try to put it in a more formalized way and be able to log this time in the event that in the future we're going to have to defend these days and or the enrichment opportunities we're providing our students. So that's really the catalyst behind the emails and the drive behind why we're trying to make it more formalized into more of a procedural type setting. So let me just start with all of that. Just please do your best to take this information and really realize that it's a good faith effort. I'm asking you to do your best to take a breath. You have enough stress going on in your life. You have enough stress watching the news. You have enough stress trying to take care of your family. But the families that we serve also have that same stress, and in some cases, maybe worse. So we need to do our best as educators who are in a privileged situation to be able to still be receiving a paycheck, to be able to take this time and be able to make sure that we do the best we can in a good faith effort to communicate with them, connect with them, and keep those relationships going. We know in Lincoln Park that our relationships are absolutely our strongest thing that we do. And we want to make sure that we maintain that during this time. So in this first week, we're asking for a phone call. Do your very best to make a phone call to your families and to your students and try to make that personal connection. As the weeks go on, we are looking at continued communication that could come in a variety of ways. And maybe you rotate that. Maybe you do every week the same. It really is whatever's going to work for you. And we ask that you, again, make a good faith effort. Basically, try your absolute best. And that's all we can ask of anyone in these times. Even with all of that, there's still going to be some questions that are unanswered, and there's going to be some questions that you may have as we go. And I'm just going to ask that you take those in stride, ask those questions, and realize that there's going to be some questions we just don't have answers for. Go ahead and ask those to your administrators. Your administrators are working together as a team to try and make sure that we hear those questions across the district, and we try to get those answers out to everyone as those questions are asked and as we are able to develop answers. But don't be afraid to ask them. But at the same time, try to do your very best to keep yourself calm and make sure that you use this time to really try to help do what I would hope is suggested for all of us, which is to try to find some level of normalcy. So we're in a disrupted situation, trying to make it as normal as possible for ourselves, our families, our children, and then obviously the students and community that we serve. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I am incredibly in awe of the work that all of you have been doing with our families and the connections you've already been making. I really do give a huge shout out to our special ed staff who obviously, like every day, have to do some things a little bit different and have to be creative and have to take a unique path because of the unique needs of our students. And in this situation, that's no different. I appreciate the effort that you're putting in to your jobs and into the ethical part of what we do to make sure that our families receive the special education services to the very best of our ability that we can during this time, so that those students with disabilities don't go without. To all of our staff out there, teaching and non-teaching, the comments that we receive from you, the questions, the recommendations, and putting yourself out there to be able to volunteer, the requests, the suggestions, I appreciate it. And in some cases, I can't reply to everyone, and I've been trying my best to do that. But I do appreciate you letting us know and offering those suggestions to us, because right now there is no necessarily right or wrong way to do things. but there is a Lincoln Park way of doing things, and that's making sure that we do our best to connect with our families and offer help, offer resources, offer assistance. And that's all we're asking of all of you during this time. And I hope that you also find a way to have that as a balance to keep yourself distracted from the concern and uncertainty and uneasiness that is in our world right now, but at the same time, being able to balance that with taking care of your family and the families that we serve. Again, Lincoln Park, I appreciate everything you do, everything you continue to do. And I hope that as these communications come out, you'll take the time to read them. And as you have questions, feel free to ask those to your administrator. We're all in this together. We're going to get through this. And we will continue to communicate to you. We will continue to try to update you as we can, and make sure that we also, as a school district, find that balance between those things that are mandated of us and things that we are required to do, and those things that really we should just be doing because it's the right thing to do. Please remember that I understand that all of us, everyone listening to this, is in a tough situation. We're doing our absolute best. We're going to get through this. We're going to make this, and we are going to come out as an even stronger Lincoln Park Public Schools. I absolutely 100% believe in my heart that we are going to find new ways of innovation because of this, and we are going to find that there are things that we can do in education in a different way that could be beneficial both for teachers, for students, for communities, in every avenue of what we do, from a communication, delivery of instruction, from improving some of our systems where we might have identified weaknesses. This is going to be a good thing when it's all said and done. My last note, to any of you that are out there that are personally dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic, that have had it strike your family or a family member or a friend, or someone that you know, my heart goes out to you, as well as that of the Board of Education and all the administrators here in Lincoln Park. We're thinking of you, and please know that you have the complete support of the Lincoln Park Public Schools and your Lincoln Park family. All of you, please have a wonderful evening, a wonderful week, and thank you again for what you do for all of our families in Lincoln Park. Go Rails.